How's things, everyone? Ross here. I'm the founder of Orphan Digital. In this quick case study video, I want to showcase how we made one of our clients over 195,000 in just 1 month of working with us. I'm going to run through 3 main points in this quick video. Firstly, what was the goal for the partnership? Secondly, how we actually achieved this. And thirdly, what our future plans are to further scale this business. Our goal for this partnership was very, very simple. It was to get customers for the client's most profitable services. That's the key point right there. We advertise the client's most profitable services so they can spend more to acquire a customer. They can deploy more budget back into marketing once they've closed the client. And I don't understand why more service-based business owners don't do this. We speak to a lot of service-based business owners, okay, and most of them are stuck and bottlenecked by the fact they can't attract high-value customers that are looking to buy their most profitable services. The issue is most people think and believe that it's easier to get customers for lower value services because it's cheaper. Full stop. This couldn't be further from the truth. Most of the time, higher value services can actually be easier to close because anyone that's coming in as a lead, especially from Google, for a high value service, they're looking to buy. They've gone out of their way, they've gone to Google, they've searched up the big Invisalign braces or a big roof repair, so they're ready to buy. So if you can just get in front of them and get the lead coming in for the higher value services, you can spend more to acquire a customer, you can have more budget than your competitors, you can deploy more budget into marketing, and it's just a win-win and the loop continues. It's such a key is to advertise the most profitable services. Another belief that comes into play for service-based business owners is that it will cost more to advertise their most profitable services. And this is true. There's no getting around that. Most of the time, when you're advertising higher value services, it will cost more because more people are trying to get the customer. That's just a fact. But if you reverse engineer your profit down to your customer acquisition cost, you can make sure that this campaign is profitable. And that's where we come in and we kind of do this for our partners. But if you look at it, so let's say you're advertising lower value services and your customer acquisition cost is around €15. But your profit from that customer is €200, for example. But then you go and you advertise your most profitable services. And this service makes you €1,000 in profit. It's easy to deliver and the customer has no problems. If your customer acquisition costs from €15 to €50, that's a big jump. But the profit you're making from that client is 10x what you'd make from the customer that cost you €15 to acquire. And most of the time, these customers can be a bit of a pain to deal with, and I'm sure everyone listening to this can agree. So it's a no-brainer to advertise your most profitable services. It actually works out cheaper in the long run, even though you're spending more to acquire a customer. Next up is our process for attracting and getting customers for your most profitable services. Step 1 is to build a landing page. This is the key step to getting advertised on Google. Okay, we don't use websites. Websites are fluff, they have distractions. That's not what we want to do. Someone goes to Google and they search up your service that you're looking to offer. We don't want to bring them to a homepage of a website where they have to search through for your contact information. We want to make it very, very simple. So we build a landing page for the service you want to offer. We make it very, very simple and we just give reasons to buy and we direct them to a phone call or a form submission. The next step is to go to Google and advertise these services. We want to make sure you're coming up number 1 in your service area for your most profitable service. For example, if you're offering Invisalign braces, this is a very lucrative service for most dental clinics. When someone goes to Google and they search up dental clinic near me or Invisalign braces company near me, we want to make sure our landing page we built for that service comes up number 1 in your service area. So this is where Google Ads comes in. Next up is the lead conversion process. This is often overlooked by agencies out there. They just get the lead and they let the client handle the rest. We actually implement a system to make sure that lead converts into a customer. There's no point of generating leads. It's all well and good generating leads, but if you don't convert them into a customer, what's the point? You're just wasting money. Cost per lead means nothing. We look at customer acquisition cost. We want to make sure you're acquiring a customer, not just a lead. So we'll implement the system. We make sure each lead is followed up with right away. We make sure they get nurtured, because every lead that comes in realistically isn't going to buy right away. So we implement different newsletters and email systems to make sure they're followed up with and that you guys stay top of mind. This is bespoke for each partner that comes to us. We implement different systems for a data clinic compared to a tradesman, but overall we make sure there's a system for following up with leads over time. Results proven. In this slide, I'm going to run through the actual live ad account, and then in the next slide, I'm going to break down all the numbers all the way down to revenue, as you can see here. So let me just jump into the live ad account. For this campaign and for these live results, I'm going to break it down using the month of February. As you can see here, I'm going to filter down from the 1st to 28th of February and showcase the results. If you look down the bottom here, you can see we generated 358 leads. These are all phone call leads. These aren't clicks, these aren't form submissions, these aren't emails. These are all real people ringing the reception of the business looking to become a customer. I'm just going to scroll through these real results so you guys can see the actual proof that these are real leads and this isn't fake. So if I just scroll through these results, you can see here, these are all individual phone call leads ringing the business up. For example, if I just showcase this lead here, this lead came through on the 10th of February at 11 o'clock in the morning. The phone call lasted 128 seconds and was called from an 085 number in Ireland. Very simple. We'll keep on scrolling through. As you can see, again, these are all individual leads. Here's another lead. 12th of February at 1 o'clock, a lead came in. The phone call lasted 132 seconds and was called from an 085 number. Keep on scrolling through. As you can see, these are all, again, individual leads that came through a phone call to the business. And there you go. So as you can see, this was 358 leads. If I scroll through again, you can see it's definitely that amount. And these are all individual leads. In the next slide, I'm going to showcase the actual numbers from leads to cost per lead to cost per acquisition, all that kind of stuff. The numbers. I'm going to break down everything from ad spend all the way down to total additional revenue for the month of February. Starting off with ad spend. As you can see, we spent €2,250 on ads. For this amount, we generated 358 leads at a cost per lead of €6.20. This campaign performed extremely well. We were expecting a cost per lead of about €30, and we were able to bring that all the way down to €6.20. This is because we were using landing pages and other strategies to do with Google Ads. I'll be making more videos on that in the future. But for now, cost per lead, €6.20. This client had a lead to job conversion rate of 25%. So that means for every 4 leads, they got 1 job. So out of the 358 leads, they got 89 jobs. This leaves our customer acquisition cost at €24.80. So every single time the client spent €25 on ads, they got a customer. This customer was worth in lifetime value €2,200 on average. So whenever they spent €25, they got a customer that was worth €2,200 in lifetime value. As you can see here, CAC to LTV ratio was 1:88. That means for every €1 they spent in Google Ads or marketing, they got €88 back in revenue. This ratio here is one of the most important numbers we look at when we're evaluating business and also when we're marketing. We want to keep this number up to date and we know exactly what we're getting out of it. We always want to keep this number above 1:10. So for every €1 they spend, they got €10 back. Depending on their profit margin, we want to make sure this is always above 1:10. Anything below this, you could be operating at a loss. Anything above this, you're typically good to go. This is bespoke for businesses, but we always want to keep this above 1:10 for a universal number. And what this ratio means, it's basically the ratio between customer acquisition costs and lifetime value. So we want to know that when we spend €1, we can get X back. It's so important to know this number. So if we know our customer acquisition cost is €10 and we know a customer brings us €100, our CAC to LTV is 1:10. It's really, really important to know this number, and if you don't know this number, you either need to speak to us or you need to find this out, because it's so important in marketing. If you don't know this number, you don't know how much you can spend in marketing. We know that we can increase the ad spend, and once this number stays above 1:10-ish, we can keep on pumping more into marketing. Because if I know I can spend €1 to make 10, we'll do that over and over and over and over again until the market is saturated, and then it'll probably go below 1:10. But this number here, CAC to LTV ratio, is so important. So that brings our total additional revenue to 195,800. If you have any questions about this here, please reach out and I can break it down for you a little bit more. But the key to this whole slide is CAC to LTV. Our customer acquisition cost to LTV. That's what we want to understand. And if we understand this, if you understand that you can spend €1 to make 10 or €1 to make 88 in this circumstance, we have a machine to print money. This ratio, again, so important. Our next steps to scale this business even further is to increase ad spend over time. So currently you're spending about €100 a day. We're going to increase this ad spend by about €10 to €15 every week till we've either capped out the local market or the CAC to LTV ratio drops below a profitable amount. This is going to be about 1:10. So once either of these two things happen, we aim to open up another premises and another location to capture more and scale further. That's how we work. We take care of generating revenue for your business so you can focus on operations. We understand that operating a business is tough enough, never mind having to market and generate revenue. So that's what we do. We come into your business, we understand your business goals, we understand how far you want to take your business, and we partner up with you to take care of the marketing and take care of generating revenue so you can focus on the operations. You can get great systems in place, you can focus on hiring, and you can have all of that with the confidence of us behind you bringing the revenue. We don't guarantee clicks, we don't guarantee leads, we don't guarantee customers. We guarantee two things. We guarantee revenue and we guarantee customers for your most profitable services. If any of this sounded interesting, any of this presentation, if you have any questions about any of these key points about CAC to LTV or our landing page process, please book in a call with me using the link below, message me on WhatsApp, or send me an email. Either of these 3 communication channels, I can get in touch with you, we can do a little bit of an audit of your business, and we can chat about how we can potentially help you.